Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to the Frustrated Grad podcast.
Hey, hi.
Hey. I'm always concerned about not starting a video with, hey guys, what's up, guys? Because, like, I've become so self conscious of that because so many YouTubers start videos that way. So,
You have to be different.
yeah, I have to. Just, like, I demand it of myself.
Mm,
And for anybody who's
worrisome.
watching or listening to this for the first time, myself is Zach Hughes, the black dude with social media issues. I have social media anxiety disorder. I'm sure that's
You
going to be a
can't
thing
you
sometime
can't live
soon.
without it. You're always constantly checking your Facebook and Twitter,
Not
your
necessarily
Instagram.
that, but like I have anxiety surrounding social media.
Uh,
Like I get on it and I worry about what people think, and then I get nervous if I don't get enough likes or comments or retweets. You know,
that is not good.
yeah.
You shouldn't care about what people think. Right?
You're right, and I'm sure that many therapeutic professionals would agree with you. But
It's on the hashtag.
yeah, um, but to introduce you to my co-host, this is writer, movie fan, wrestling fan, Tony Hoffman.
Hello. Hello. See, I didn't say hi, guys. I said hello.
Good. Hello, hello, hello. All right.
Salutations.
How's your week been, Tony Hoffman?
It's been pretty good. Weather's great. It's finally feels like it's summer in the city. Um, not a lot of TV. It's pretty much that time of the year where all
Slows
the
down.
shows are gone. Yeah, and in terms of like new movies, which we'll get to, like it was pretty much if you are gonna go to the movies, go see Wonder Woman again, which I
Yeah,
believe you did
yeah. I finally
the
saw it.
first time. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it again for the first time. Um,
How
so
was the crowd
it was still pretty crowded in there.
on your cheap ass Tuesday? I assume
I don't, I don't think that's the official name of it, but
broke
yes,
ass Tuesday. I'm sorry.
it's a little bit more accurate. Um, yeah, the crowd was still pretty good. I actually had to sit in the bottom row of the theater. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Like the back of the floor seats. That's my backup option if the very back of the theater is occupied. So, um, yeah, the crowd it was pretty good, and I enjoyed the movie.
Nice. What was your like what were the parts of the movie that the audience reacted to? Like were
Uh,
the ones
tr-
that I assume.
yeah, yeah, I think it was pretty much the typical places, like the big fights, and those big set pieces. I think people responded to. I was more focused on my own reaction, and it's funny. Some of the stuff that stood out more to me, uh, as far as my enjoyment is concerned, was like some of the non like fighting moments, just like where you get to know who Diana is. Like,
The
obviously,
ice cream and baby stuff.
yeah, because it was funny because it's just like on the surface you would see that scene where she's like, "Oh, a baby." You could think that's like a feminine moment or whatever, but it's like she's literally never seen a baby before,
Yeah.
so it's interesting for that reason. And she was the only child on the island, which is
Kind of scary.
yeah. So that leads you into uh, knowing that there's something special about her that you find out later in the movie, that she is the God Killer. She had it inside her all along. The sword was just a prop.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I didn't. I wasn't a big like that whole reveal at the end, like who Ares was.
yeah, that was. Like
it
the
it
entire ending of the big fight and all that stuff in the third act was not really necessary.
yeah,
Uh,
it's like your typical
yeah,
superhero movie third
yeah.
act.
It like a lot of movies fall into that trap of just having like, okay, we gotta spend that CG budget somewhere, and
And
it,
like if you watch the movie again, like all of the stuff involving the German bad guy and like Doctor Poison, like all of that stuff, it's that much more pointless and
yeah,
un-
and
inconsequential.
it's so weird that
All the
moment.
time he spent with them.
Yeah, the time we spent with them, and then they were just such like cartoonish villains because the moment where they throw the mask into the room where all these they're gassing all these Nazi like generals or whatever, and he throws the one mask in there, and she's
And they
like,
turn and laugh or
"Yeah, it's
whatever.
like the mask won't help." You're like, "But they don't know that." It's like what?
I
What,
kind of like that.
what was that? It was like straight out of a cartoon or something, like Boris and Natasha or something. Um, like I enjoyed that existed and I thought it was funny, but
I mean,
it didn't
it
belong in this movie.
no, no, exactly,
Like I'm
exactly.
glad I saw it, but it kind of hurt the movie, but it was funny.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. The Patty Jenkins who directed this movie, like you could see that there was like a Superman, the original Superman kind of influence on it
okay,
in terms of like there were like some scenes that were sort of inspired by like the part where they're in the alley, her and Steve Trevor, and they're being
yeah,
shot at, and she
she
gets her
blocks it with her
blocks it like
gauntlet.
yeah, that was similar to the scene from the first Superman, and
That's cool.
the scene where she's on the island and she's like using her powers or discovering her powers for the first time. That was kind of similar to how she's like enjoying it and like, oh, this is pretty
Yeah,
cool. She's like climbing up the tower or whatever it was.
yeah. So that's cool. I didn't notice those homages at the time. I think I remember the bullet blocking scene now that you mention it. Um, but that's interesting. Um, I would say I was thinking about like the fights in the movie. I think my favorite fight is still that
On
very
the island.
yeah. I think my
Yeah,
yeah, that very first one where the Germans show up in the it's just the
Amazon.
Amazons versus Germans, which sounds like late night Cinemax movie, but um yeah, I enjoyed that. It was like a Saving Private Ryan moment without blood. It's just like it was one thing that was slightly disturbing.
Gotta
I was
keep it
just like,
PG-13.
yeah, it's like people are getting shot and stabbed and shot with arrows with not a drop of blood. It's just like, and like this fight is great, but it would be better
I want
if
to
you could
pull
see the
it.
blood.
It would improve my viewing experience if I had a big pool of blood just
not
squirting.
not just a pool of blood, like, but you see like somebody get stabbed and it's a quick cutaway. It's kind of like, like it's like you can see the like the hands in the soup. Um, but yeah, that was my favorite fight because like the one woman, Wonder Woman fighting on the front line versus the Germans. That was kind of
Yeah, I like
that
that
was a
too.
little more unbelievable
But
because it was
that was sort of like the Wonder Woman sort of
reveal.
yeah moment. So I enjoyed that.
I mean, I liked it once she got into the town, like when she backed him back into the town, where she has her basically her Batman versus Superman like save Martha moment, where she's fighting them in this building. Uh, I like that part of it, but just like her walking headlong into the front lines,
The
it
shield.
yeah, it's just like why don't they just bomb her? Like they send one bomb at her and she flicks it away. Like you just keep going with the bombs. You're wasting all your ammo on this one person. It's clearly not working. But
It wasn't the
uh,
whole German army.
I mean, it was enough people that they were like everybody on the I don't know the Allied side in the trenches. I guess they weren't the Allies until World War II, but everybody on like the British side in the trenches They were ducking for cover. They had all their soldiers on the side, so it was at least a squad of maybe like 10 to 20 Germans shooting at her, plus snipers and all that stuff. So
And I'm sure they couldn't concentrate entirely on her because like the other soldiers, were attacking them, and then eventually,
I mean,
um,
they got distracted enough
yeah,
where
exactly.
Steve Trevor and his guys just basically
They
walked on
shot him.
through and shot everybody up. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I people were comparing that Amazon the island fight to 300. They were saying it was like a
okay,
better 300.
I could see that. It's been such a long time since I've seen 300, but I can picture. I mean, but 300 had the stylized silky blood spray, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah,
yeah. So
Zack Snyder.
that's what
Worked.
that's what was missing there. So, like of all the Zack Snydery things that uh, I didn't want to see in this movie, that's one that they could have kept in.
Oh God.
Just like silky blood, and like leave the gray palette behind.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was kind of a meta joke when she arrives in London. It's just like this place is hideous. Just like it looks like Snyder's version of every city on Earth, just like gray and cloudy, constantly.
It was so refreshing to have like a DC movie where there's like some sense of humor and there's some
Yeah,
little comedy and some lightness and some sense of fun.
yeah, and she's the first hero in this universe who actually wants to save people. Like
Exactly.
she literally leaves the comfort of her home because like thousands of people could die or millions. Like she leaves specifically to save people.
And when
Like
she like realizes like at the end that people may be inherently bad, or there are some things that
yeah, you
that
can't
that
just
are,
blame it all on Ares. At least.
yeah, so you still like, but you still have to fight for what you believe in and
Yeah,
do it anyway.
yeah. So I appreciated the lesson that was learned in there. I feel like it was a clearer lesson than we learned from Man of Steel or Batman versus
Or
Superman.
any of the fucking
Yeah,
movies.
and it was well conveyed because like we got a lot of moments where we actually learned her philosophy, how she
Yeah.
felt about the world.
And I just liked how it was just this one story. Like it wasn't like any
Yeah, like nobody,
universe building
you
and
weren't
like setting
hammering
up
any other characters in
exactly
there.
and
So
shoehorn bullshit.
yeah, so I appreciated that. But like one person on my Facebook live stream yesterday when I was talking about it was saying this gives them hope. This restores their hope for Justice League. I'm like,
It's
nah,
gonna be a piece
too
of
bad,
shit
too bad.
anyway.
Like no, this is restoring my hope for Wonder Woman
Wonder
2.
Woman too.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
like Justice League is still gonna be in that dark, gloomy Snyderverse. So
Because think about it, like she won't be as like naive and as fresh anymore because she's been, you
yeah, she's
know,
an old
part of the
jaded woman
world
now.
exactly for what, like 100 years.
Yeah, uh, yeah, she's been widowed for damn near 100 years, basically. So there's probably roughened up some of those edges. So it's funny with all this time she never really learned how to work computers either.
What
Because
do you mean?
as we see in Batman versus Superman, she's just like
The
I need your help opening this flash drive or whatever.
encrypted
Yeah,
encrypted file.
yeah.
You
And
can't learn everything.
I mean, she had
Computers have only been like
all of time to learn.
computers have only been around for what, like the past, what, 30 to 20, 25, 30 years. And
Yeah,
I
but
don't
she's
know.
been around since the beginning. She should have got in on the ground floor.
But
She should have.
she has to know everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's been in this world. She probably was on the ARPANET before it was the internet. So she should have been a little bit more caught up at this point. Maybe she got some lessons from Bruce Wayne since the time of Batman versus Superman.
She has to be an expert at everything,
Yeah, because
like fixing cars and you know home interior decorating.
I mean, she's got that down pack. You see where she comes from. It's like they're
He's a
they're.
museum courier or some museum person, I assume.
I mean, what was the they tried to reboot Wonder Woman, and that version of her was going to be a lawyer by day, Wonder Woman by night. So,
Was it
there's
that was a David E. Kelly pilot that they made
I think it was something like that. It was going to be
a
starring
couple of years ago?
Bobby from
Adrian
Agents of
Palicki.
Shield. Yeah, but
I've never actually had the nerve to actually watch. You can watch the full thing on YouTube, but I've heard it's god awful.
I've seen clips, but it looks like I would have been interested in Bobby. Is how I know her playing Wonder Woman, but it didn't happen.
Mockingbird.
Yeah, I I didn't want to get my hopes up by watching that pilot and getting mournful of the show that never was.
Yeah, you'll feel just like the way the network, the NBC felt. That's why they passed on it.
That's one of those things where it's just like it, the what Amazon has their pilot season where they preview all of their pilots for shows that they're gonna do, and they pretty much just do all of them. But that would be the sad thing if they actually had that for real networks, because there's probably like a 1 out of 10 as far as the ratio of how many of these shows actually get made. So
All the shows. I was like reading an article like all the shows that got like that premiered in the fall got canceled. Like such a small percent of them that are making it for like season two.
yeah, because I know that list was just like, wow, this is like every every new show, like boop 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 gone.
And it's not going to change for this fall either because there's some real shitty looking shows coming out this fall.
You mean Black Lightning?
Like that stupid Sheldon spinoff and the dumbass Zach Braff sitcom or a whole bunch of crime procedurals. I'm sure that I
I
haven't
just feel like
mentioned.
that Sheldon thing has to be a joke. It's like, why? Like, it's like the main show isn't even over. Like, why would you do this in the as the show is going? Like, you just want to
Well,
kill both of them.
I think it's their last season, or it should be their last season. So you gotta keep that money train
I guess.
moving.
I guess. Well, enough
So
about TV talk.
you
Uh,
saw the Wonder Woman? Did you see the Mummy?
no, I did not. Did you partake?
Fuck no.
I didn't hear good things, so
I
that's
didn't partake at the shit buffet.
yeah. You know, one thing I did watch, and it isn't.
Ah!
What is that?
From that trailer with the
Oh
audio and
yeah, the Tom
it was all fucked
Cruise.
up.
Yeah, his epic scream was almost enough to make me go and see it, but
And it wasn't
not
just like the
quite.
scream. It was like some of the other things, like the when the girl,
Like,
who I
oh
assume was like oh
no no no!
no.
It's just like if you listen to that audio without seeing the visual, it would have been even worse because you're just like, what is going? It's like a terrible gagging porno or something. But uh,
Stock voices and sound
yeah,
effects.
my favorite. I haven't talked about this on the podcast, but I talk about it at home all the time. My favorite old movie trope that still gets dragged out is the that
What they call
scream.
it, the Wilhelm scream.
I think that one is actually called the Howie scream,
Okay.
because I don't know if it's one of the first times, but one time you see it specifically is, I think is it Scary Movie? It's some movie where you actually see Howie Long uh, yell, and that sound effect comes out of his mouth. But the Wilhelm scream is more of the oh, is more of like it's a shorter one. They use the I feel like they use that one more often, but it's always funnier when they use the
What's the goofy scream that he always does in like the Disney cartoons? That
what?
yeah.
Something like that. I, I heard somebody repurpose that in something. I can't remember. Oh, I think it was a video by Double Toasted, and they added sound effects to a scene from the Mummy, just like how cartoonish it was. And then I think they actually added like Flintstone sound effects, but that was funny.
But
Um,
that movie bombed. It came in second place, well behind Wonder Woman, which came in first place again.
okay.
So this doesn't bode well for the Dark Universe, the
No,
Doctor
it's like
Doctor Jekyll's organization of Shield shit. Or
yeah, because like literally, I was watching the review on it. It's just like, okay, so Doctor Jekyll is Nick Fury in this universe, and they're slowly piecing their monster Avengers together. Like, what are they gonna fight when they team up? Just like
I, one of the chief complaints of this mummy piece of shit that I'm hearing is that it's basically just a setup for the whole universe. It's like
this was
they didn't
sounding
even
like.
bother making a movie. It's just, yeah, here's this is gonna happen in this next film and all this other shit. And like the Tom Cruise character is supposed to be like really unlikable, but
Yeah,
he'll be important later on apparently.
that that part of it makes me slightly more interested though, because I hear he like abandons his love interest at one point. It's just like
And
peace out.
he's like
He just does the Tom Cruise run away from her.
he's like trying to steal like artifacts so he could sell them or some shit like that. That's his whole thing or
I
whatever.
mean, manifest destiny is a real thing, so it's nice to see a protagonist practicing something we can understand and relate to from decades of white people trampling all over Egypt. It makes sense.
And this in the mummy in the movie, like she needs a man or something to inhabit the
Oh, she's trying
body or
to
some
reincarnate Set, who is like
or
the
some shit.
Egyptian version of Satan or similar characters of that.
You people were like, oh, like this is this girl who needs a man in this movie that's coming out at the same time as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's not a good look. And it's funny. This I can't remember the woman's name who plays it, but she's also the chick with the scissor legs and
From Kingsman.
yeah, um,
Sophie, Sophia, I forget her last name.
Botella or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so she's in this, which may not have the best look for women in
I like
movies.
her.
Yeah, but she's in this, which
Yeah,
like
that sucks.
is not as progressive, but she's also in Atomic Blonde. She's a love interest for Charlize Theron in Atomic
She'll be
Blonde, so
fine.
I'm sure that's going to be like a very pro woman movie, a woman empowerment movie. So
And it's not like you can
she's
really
got
see
range.
her face that much because he's got all the makeup and costumes and shit. So that's a plus,
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
it's funny because my wife was concerned. It's like, is this another white mummy person, white Egyptian? It was like I showed her a picture of the real woman. It's like, no, she actually is brown. She's from Algeria. It's like the way they make her up in the movie. She looks like a white person playing an Egyptian because they like paint her all gray. So you
And
know,
it's wasn't it? It was originally like a male, like a guy. That's like the big gender swap
yeah. I
thing.
mean, the
To
mummy traditionally is just like this dude wrapped up in gauze. So so is the mummy like that's one thing I'm wondering about because this is supposed to be some kind of weird, bizarro Avengers thing. So is the mummy alive at the end of this, or does she get defeated? What's the deal? Is she just gonna
uh,
join the team?
they all just shit in one big pile. And
Then they eat it.
yeah,
That
the
sounds.
that would be more interesting
That's,
actually.
that's what it sounds like from all reviews I've heard. It's basically the summary of the movie. Like everyone eats a pile of shit, and you paid for it. The
And
end.
like this was like the first movie was supposed to be what was it like I Frankenstein or
I
the
think so. And that
Dracula
movie was
Untold?
terrible. Well, yeah, there was actually a few attempts at it. Yeah, I Frank, I watched I Frankenstein.
God damn it,
Wait,
that
no,
looked awful.
was it I Frankenstein or was it? It was.
That's the one with Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, it was just stitches all over his face. Yeah, I saw that movie and it was terrible. It was just, and there's like gargoyles and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, that one, I guess they scrapped that as far as being part of the universe. I mean, everybody has to have their Incredible Hulk moment, so I guess that was their version of that. Um,
It just feels like the movie. It looks like one of the Brendan Fraser mummy movies, except it has no humor and it takes itself too seriously.
Yeah,
Like the
that's what.
production of it all just looks like that.
Yeah, plus there's no Scorpion King Rock, and that's a
Yeah.
critical element of the of the Mummy franchise. I feel
And
bad
there's
for
bad
Brendan
CGI.
Fraser, by the way. Oh yeah, the bad CGI face in the sand. Uh, but
I feel bad for Brendan Fraser's hairline.
I haven't seen it recently. The last I've seen of Brendan Fraser is his weird thunderclap at whatever awards
Oh
he
yeah.
won. Like,
Was that
um,
like the Golden Globes? I
I
forget
believe
like
so because that's
who was
like
like
that was their excuse. Like, oh, this is the award show where everybody gets drunk, so don't
somebody
mind.
was winning like a lifetime achievement award and they said something funny and they cut to him and he has that, that weird ass reaction.
I mean, Brendan Fraser is a supportive audience member. He's
He's
the
Encino Man.
he's the anti Apollo audience. Um, but yeah, so it did. As you could tell, 100% of the hosts on the Frustrated Grad podcast did not see the Mummy this week. But do you know what
The
50?
Cummy.
Yeah, I saw that screenshot. But do you know what 50% of the Frustrated Grad podcast watched? Uh, it was an epic movie in its own right. You could say. Uh, last night,
Captain Underpants.
no, last night I binged watched Trapped in the Closet.
Why?
It's just been in my head all week because like last week I watched the first couple chapters, and then like on YouTube it just has a playlist that it keeps playing, so I had to stop it. But then it was like in my head all week, so I was just like, I need to finish because it's been like 6 years since it originally came out.
R. Kelly and his piss child peeing on antics.
Yeah, I'm surprised that what like of all the stuff that was included in Trapped in the Closet, that was the only thing they left out because there was a woman cheating on her pastor husband who was also cheating with a man. There was a woman having sex with a
Was it
midget.
Ronald Isley?
No, but so it was like everything that was included, midget stripper and all this stuff. Peeing was the only
I
thing that was left out.
I heard they were supposed to be like making like a feature length movie or some shit based
That's
off of it. That was like last year.
That's the weird thing, like, cause I hadn't heard anything about Trapped in the Closet since it came out, and then like in the playlist on YouTube, there's like an extra video at the end because I think the official release or whatever you want to call it, uh, P joke, uh,
Unleash.
but the official Trapped in the Closet was 22 uh, parts, and then there was one that says chapter 23, but it was like a preview for future Trapped in the Closet, and there's also something on there called like Trapped in the Closet Confessions. So I don't know if that's a sequel.
Spinoffs.
Yeah, it's so I'm probably gonna continue down that rabbit hole later after the podcast. But there was like a preview for like future episodes because it's supposed to be like chapters 23 through 33. But I haven't seen those official chapters anywhere. So
I wonder if it was due to lack of interest.
uh, I'm highly interested. So
Yeah,
uh, just start up that Kickstarter, or R.
sign
Kelly.
a petition.
Yeah, bring,
Go fund me.
yeah, Golden Fund Me or Pit Starter. Uh, you know. But yeah, that's just been stuck in my head all day. Like, and the man is a midget, 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 midget. Just like
R. R. Kelly is a genius. What can you say?
absolutely, it's just like I could be mad at him for pissing on children, and he has music like this.
Voice of an angel.
Yeah, it's just like
The
I just remember when that originally came out. It's like one of the most exciting things in music history. Like this new chapter for Trapped in the Closet. It's like really. I'm trying to think what network did they end up airing on because I think
It
they
was
showed
on
it on.
IFC or
Was it?
the Sundance or one of them. I think later
Might
on. I
be
don't know if
right.
it was the original.
Yeah, because I know I think when it started, because I think the first like the videos they didn't do all 22 chapters. It was like maybe like one
Uh,
through six or something like that. Because I think it might have aired like at least in the beginning. Like it was either BET or VH1. I can't remember which one it was, but I didn't realize how crazy it got towards the end. Like there was some parts that were just like this old man, like Rosie the nosy neighbor and her husband fighting. That was just like one whole chapter pretty much. Just like really.
I don't think people like watched it because they enjoyed the writing. I just think that people watched it to like laugh at it, like
Yeah, it was just funny like
ironically.
why why does this
Like,
exist?
what the fuck is?
I feel like it was at its peak of like quality between like episodes 1 and
It was
4.
never at its peak, at its quality.
Like I would say chapter 1 is a classic. Like everybody knows that one, I think. Like
Yeah, I
I
think that's
turned
probably like the
aside
only one I've seen.
and look at her and she ain't you. It's funny how he's like talking to his woman in that first chapter, but then the perspective changes for all the subsequent
Yeah,
chapters. And then
because
like he
if you've been a fan of like R. Kelly, like even before that, like you his music videos, like near the sort of end of his hype, he would have
to be
those like video.
continued.
Yeah, exactly, with the Ronald Isley fucking things
Yeah.
where he's like he's talk singing. He's giving like exposition of like
Yeah.
what's happening while he's singing.
Yeah, because then there was like certain parts, like in the later chapters of Trapped in the Closet, just like this stuff doesn't rhyme at all. He just like tells, he pulls out a cigarette, he flicks the lighter, he lights it, and then he says, it's just like what?
Okay, what was the R. Kelly song from back in the day where it was like two parts and like was it down low or
It was down low, and then the part
down
two
low, down low?
was it just down low part two?
Okay, so
Uh,
at the
you,
video where it's like at the end, like he's like he gets beaten up and they throw him in like the
yeah,
desert. Ronald Isley, Mister Big, or whatever the fuck his name was.
yeah.
It
I
was like
love
this
that
epic.
that
I
little
did too.
series because also like Contagious was it was related to that series. I don't think it was a direct continuation, but it was like the same idea.
Well, was he like fucking his girl or?
Yeah, like you're contagious, touch me, baby. And then a
I just
man says,
I just remember like in the down low part one where it's like he's all beaten up and he's like he just collapses or whatever
yeah,
when he's singing.
yeah. I just think like I feel like I wish R. Kelly had went the route of Tyler Perry because basically, if you watch Trapped in the Closet, like where he's playing all these multiple characters, like this is a Medea movie, but it's
Exactly.
better.
Like was the download video? Was that the same one where at the end he's like in the wheelchair in the hospital and it's like that same like there's like sad music is playing and he goes to see like his girlfriend that got beat up real bad too
I
in
think
the
so.
hospital room
Yeah,
and they're like
he's
trying
going
to
to the
revive
hospital room.
and they're like reviving her and she's like dying
Yeah, I
in the
think that
fucking.
was part of it. I mean, he's a genius. That's all you can say.
He's something.
Yeah, I mean, like who, as a music artist, who's giving you these type of like visual
This
movies
entertainment,
besides like Michael Jackson? Like,
this unintentional comedy.
yeah, it's just classic. That's why it's just like I couldn't get the story of Trapped in the Closet, the epic miniseries that is Trapped in the Closet, out of my head. I like like throughout the day I'll just find myself like in the kitchen cooking and I'm just like the man is a midget, midget, midget.
That is politically incorrect.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that was politically incorrect. There's a lot of homophobia in the song. It's funny because like even like some of the background stuff, like you'll hear people like because does like this layering. He's telling the story as the narrator, then like people in the background will be talking, but it's also R. Kelly's voice. So it's just like it was some quality sound mixing as well in that, uh, as far as that production goes. So,
Hey
Shout out to
Zach,
R. Kelly.
have you yes, have you seen the teaser for Black Panther?
You know, despite my
Ex-
policy of not checking
it
these things
exploded.
out, I had to because everybody
Yeah,
in the world was reacting to it, so I had to check it out.
you have to check it out.
But some people might have a problem that the trailer or the teaser for Black Panther started out with two white people.
Ooh, how dare they?
Yeah, but yeah, I saw it and it looked awesome. I'm really excited for Black Panther. I'm like,
I mean, like the nothing made any sense, but it looked cool.
I mean, that's the purpose of a teaser. That's why I watched it when it's a teaser and not just trailer because
There was
trailers
some
tend to give away too much.
there was some article, I think it was on Gizmodo, where somebody like did like a breakdown of
I
like what it
hate
all,
those.
and I just avoided it. I'm like, what the fuck this?
Like if you
God.
freeze frame it right here, you can see in the background that this main character is laying
Or
there
you
as
could
a
just wait until the
corpse.
fucking movie comes out.
It's just like everybody knew based on like people like dissecting the Captain America Civil War trailers. Like, okay, well, Rhodey is clearly not dead because you see him later and he's walking with crutches and it's just like, okay, just let me watch the movie. So I watched that because everybody was reacting to it. So I wanted to hear feedback from people. So yeah, what I saw was exciting. I saw a glimpse of Michonne. You see Michael B. Jordan with his like
Whatever hair.
yeah. I'm trying to think. He looked like some character from Doug. I can't remember which one it was specifically, but
Skeeter.
yeah, a little bit. It was a little Skeeterish. Uh, yeah. So that was.
I just want to know who the dude was with the plate in his lip.
Oh, I think I missed that one. Yeah, the things that stood out to me was like, okay, there's Michonne. I don't think I actually saw like his tall, statuesque sister who was about to fight with Black Widow
Black Widow.
during Captain America. Maybe she's been recast as Michonne because she was standing in that position pretty much. But hopefully she's there somewhere. But yeah, I'm excited. It's coming soon. That's all I think that tells
February
you from
2018. 2018.
okay. Everything good is not happening right now. Give us something to look forward to, Marvel. 'Cause,
Hey, no, that's not true.
I mean, we've got Spider-Man: Homecoming and
Yeah,
Thor
that's coming up pretty
Ragnarok to
fast.
come. Yeah, so
Less
I'm
than
excited
what,
for
like
that.
3 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm ready for that.
I mean, I am, I guess, but I mean, I read an article that shared like one of the concerns that I have about the movie, and that's there's too much like Tony Stark being pretty much the architect of like Spider-Man and like who he is and his costume and like
You know, that would be a problem to me if we haven't seen five Spider-Man movies prior to this.
mm-mm.
And like it's based on the fact that like okay, this Spider-Man story has been wrung dry. You kind of have to add elements to it that are not so Spider-Man, as well as thinking
So take
about
away all the things, all the reasons why we like him.
you don't take away the reasons why we like him, but like we've seen that and we've reveled in all of that stuff
So now
before. So
Spider-Man is just Tony Stark's what is his sidekick or his son or whatever.
I mean, from the perspective of a business person at Marvel, you have to make Spider-Man not as like central a figure in your universe when you don't own him. So you have to kind of subordinate him
That's not
to
good.
another Avenger. I mean, it's not good, but the I feel like they're I feel like Marvel knows what they're doing as far as striking a balance. I think he's gonna have fun in his own movie and it's gonna be entertaining, but I think it's gonna set you up to manage your expectations to be like, well, he's not like gonna step to the forefront of this entire universe now because he can't.
I just want him
So
to be in his own movies and like be Spider-Man and like be the most popular Marvel character.
yeah, I mean, well, we've got five movies of that. That's like we can't
But only two
reboot
of them
him
were
again.
good.
Yeah, but we can't reboot him again. We have to do something that hasn't been done, and they're kind of running out of options as far as that's concerned. They've
I
even
would
done
just
Venom before, and they're gonna do him again
well that's
without
more of a
Spider-Man, possibly.
that's a Sony thing more than a Marvel
Yeah, but I'm saying they had
universe.
limited options because they're like, well, Marvel might have had an idea like, well, we want to do a better Venom because they fucked it up. It's like, well,
I
Sony
don't really give a
still
shit about
got
Venom,
a
so
lock on that.
that doesn't bother me.
I was
I think that's an overrated element.
I've been interested in Venom at certain points. I really like Carnage based on the game Spider-Man Maximum Carnage
Yeah,
from the
Super Nintendo.
SNES. Um, but yeah, also Carnage has just debuted in Marvel Contest of Champions for anybody who plays that mobile game. So hard to
Plug.
get those new characters, but he's there if you want to spend 48 hours straight playing the game.
But in like the comics, there Marvel's doing yet another event series where it's like what's like the Venom verse is what they're calling it, where
Okay.
you get a Venom and you get a Venom and
So
he gets a
everybody,
Venom.
so it's basically like one of those what if stories of like, well, you always wanted to see the symbiote mixed with Wolverine, right? Venerine. It's just like that, that amalgam universe of DC and Marvel characters. Just like this has no bearing on anything, but it's just a cool thing that we can do.
Yeah, like a cool thing that adds to the reason nobody's buying Marvel comics.
I mean, that actually would make me buy 'cause if there's something, if it's like a self-contained thing, there's just some weird tangent story. I might buy that as a trade paperback and read it, uh, like because they need to do more.
Something that has no bearings on the entire regular run of the comics
Well,
universe.
from the perspective of
Event series.
from the perspective of the majority of the population who doesn't buy comic books, it would interest us in something that we could buy where we know the beginning and end, because
And
like
then
most
never
people.
buy them again.
Yeah, but isn't that better than us never buying anything ever? Because just like I'm gonna just like this is my first time buying a comic
This
book. I'm just gonna
temporary
buy.
fix.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna buy Spider-Man number 56. I don't know what's happened before, and I don't know what's happening after, but I'm just gonna jump in anywhere. It's like that. Most people don't look at it that way.
Mm.
I mean, of course, there's dedicated people like you who may go and pick up a new comic every week, but most
Well,
people
that's
don't do
not
that.
remotely true.
Or you do it a lot more than everybody else in the country.
But that's because like I just happened to start off with like the first issue
Yeah, but people
of
are looking for an entry point. So if there's an event series, you at least know the first part of that event is an entry point for that.
the Punisher is only at like number I think 12 or 11.
Yeah,
Is that
and
far off from this beginning from number one?
yeah, but series like I don't know, Spider-Man has multiple series, but I'm sure some of those are like in the high double digits probably,
Yeah,
and then they restart it over again to make
I
new
don't buy
entry
those.
point. Yeah, but it's like some people are looking for something that's a one-off thing, just like, oh, now I understand. And maybe some of those people who read that event series, those fair weather people, as you look at them, maybe they'll be interested enough to be like, I'm curious about this Venom person. Where can I find more of
And
his
that's what a
adventures?
Marvel's banking on.
Yeah, so like maybe it works. Diversity clearly didn't work, at least as far as
According
they are
to the
concerned.
trolls and racist people on the internet.
No, I mean, it was a official person at Marvel who brought that up the first time, wasn't it? Like, well, clearly people don't like diversity. People aren't buying comics because they're a bunch of fucking racists. Like, sure, that's
Sure, dude.
that's a way to build goodwill and bring people back to the shop. But yeah,
Speaking of comic book characters, Adam West passed away on Friday, I believe, of leukemia, a short battle with leukemia at the
yeah,
age of 88.
sad. I mean, 88
Well, it's not
is a good.
sad, but
I mean, it's a good age to get to. Most people don't make it there, but you know,
it was
uh,
inevitable,
yeah,
as it is for all of us.
yeah. It's everyone. Uh, to quote the Gravediggers, "There's no need to cry because we all die." So just think about that when you're mourning the late Adam West. I mean, it was good that he got to have a last little thing with that 60s Batman animated movie,
Which I own. By the way.
which, according to some people, is like the last great appearance of Batman. So there you go. Uh, so that's something
The
to be
Return
happy
of the
about.
Caped Crusader.
Yeah, actually, a funny, lighthearted look at this guy who's been murdering people for the past few years. Um, so
What is your memories of the original '60s TV show? Did you watch it on like was it Channel 32 or
yeah, I think they were
syndication
the
on the
one.
weekends?
Yeah, Fox. They showed the reruns of it. Yeah, I remember watching that when I was younger, and just how extra like sexual Eartha Kitt's Catwoman was. Like, oh. So I appreciated that part of it. Um, I would say Eartha Kitt ranks above uh, Halle Berry in terms of Catwoman. That's for sure.
Oh God, I forgot about that movie.
I haven't. I never even saw it all the way through, but
It's barely a movie.
I watched the Cinema Sins video about it, which
It's
encapsulated it pretty
unwatchable.
well. Say it
It is
again.
unwatchable. It is unwatchable.
Yeah, and I hear that it's not even connected to the core
No,
Batman universe.
it's a standalone piece of shit. Like she's her name isn't even like Selena Kyle, and like the
Yeah,
everything's all different. So it
yeah.
doesn't
So
matter.
it was a smart decision to separate that onto its own little like shit universe. The cat
Sharon
shit
Stone
universe.
is like the
Yeah,
bad
she's
guy
making like this toxic face cream or
makeup
something. It's like, all right,
because women wear makeup, and then
yeah.
that's a big part of it's women. That's all they care about,
I thought that
makeup and
was.
looks and
I mean,
bling
I thought
bling.
that was a critical thing that was missing from Wonder Woman. It's like, where's the like makeup subplot? That's supposed to be like a major thing. You should see one of Wonder Woman's main weapons should just be a heavy purse that she swings at her enemies. But you know, everything can't be included.
I see what you.
Um, Let me see. Oh, and there was no invisible plane. What's up with that? Was there
Why the hell do
deleted
you want
scene?
some corny ass like? I mean, I want the movie to be based in like some sort of reality, but I like having those sort of like comic booky elements. But that's a little too
Yeah,
comic booky.
I mean, lasso of truth is like the height of what we're willing to accept.
Yeah, yeah. And they did explain that pretty well because that it was a when it was a weapon that was made by some thing mythological
Okay, I
thing
mean,
weapon
there's a
or
lot
other.
of like uh ancient like Greek artifacts and specific
Yeah,
weapons like that, so it
it's
makes
not that
sense.
far fetched. Far fetched.
And it's funny that like you can fight it, but it compels you to tell the truth. So
Yeah,
that
it hurts you
yeah,
when you laugh. I
it's
like that. Yeah, that
it's
element.
a gentle torture device, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. We will
And like
make you talk.
nobody believed her when she said that she was going to fight Ares, the god of war, because they all think it's bullshit. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And that part could have been left out. The reveal could have been that everyone was right, that Ares is not real. Humans are just inherently evil. That would have been a better reveal. It was just like, oh, there's no Ares. I just have to fight everyone. Um,
gotta have that big fight at the end.
yeah. He's the Red Skull of this version of First Avenger.
Do you think that that was a mistake for them? Do you think that like the Red Skull will ever return, or
I mean, I've
because I've
heard
heard things.
rumors about it. I would like him to return because it's just
I would
like
too.
as a character, that's a cool idea.
Captain America's villains kind of suck
Yeah,
if you
like
know about them.
I mean, everybody's got like scarred up faces basically. Like this Red Skull has the Red Skull. Then you got uh Crossbones, who's all burnt up, and now he's exploded everywhere. Um, but yeah, so I wouldn't mind a revisit of Red Skull. If I don't even know when the next Captain America movie is, but that'd be a cool person to bring back. Uh, what else do we have on the docket for this week?
Are you paying attention to any of the news coming out of E3? There hasn't been a lot
No,
because
I
it just
haven't checked out
started.
any of it. Yeah. Um, it kind of slipped by me. I've been off work for the past couple days, so that's where I consume most of my like live YouTube updates and stuff like that. So,
The
anything juicy so far?
well, in the early stages, there's going to be a battle Star Wars Battlefront 2
Uh,
game that's coming out, and I guess there's going to be like a story mode and like the. I know that this is important to you in Madden
sure.
2018.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, I'm all about the hand egg. Uh,
The hand egg.
I mean, it is a more appropriate name than football. Um, but yeah, so um, good for
The
all those Madden fans like my brother out there. He's all about Madden. Like he gets into it too. Like his room was upstairs from me growing up, and all I would hear is ah! Like kicking the floor, like during
probably the
games. Just
tackle
like all right,
touchdown.
like all right. We like we both had our separate game systems, and I play like all my little kiddie Nintendo games where he had his Xbox and PlayStation. And the only time we ever played games together was when we played like Tekken, and then he would just
Uh,
beat me mercilessly, and then I would get mad and walk away back to my room, and then he would continue playing Madden,
hey, you never tried to
like
improve your
training.
skills? Yeah.
I didn't have the system that had Tekken, like it was his game, but that was the only time he would let me play with it. So I couldn't like practice by myself and hone my skills because it was his system separately. So
I used
we
to.
were a very divided household.
Clearly. I've only like I have like two like old Madden games from like over a decade ago, and
Hmm.
it's like I stopped buying like sports games because it's like
It seemed
it's
like
the
they would be the
same
same
game,
every year.
but the rosters are just like updated. It's like you're paying for something that should be downloadable content, but these greedy bastards will force you to pay like fucking $60 a year
I
to
mean
buy this
that
fucking game.
that I would agree with that critique if I wasn't partaking in the cycle that is WWE 2K at this point. It's like
That's the same
literally the
exact
same thing.
thing. It's the same fucking thing.
Well, at least it's finally comparable in the sense that now they're also made by 2K and they have like the graphics to match all the rest of the games and the face capture and all that stuff. Because otherwise, it was like a really crappy version of that universe. So I at least appreciate the fact that they've improved the game technically, even though they haven't like done anything interesting with it in probably like a decade now. It's like from the SmackDown versus Raw era to the 2K era. It's pretty much the same, except in certain iterations they took out features, which is, it's always weird. Like, why does the Inferno match not exist anymore? Like, you could have just patched that straight into the new game. Like, okay, you got rid of that. You got rid of the ability to control your tag team partner in a tag match, which is like that was an awesome feature, but for some reason it has to go away. You know, it is what it is, and
all of the
I mean everybody
all of
loves
the news
DLC
for like
also.
all of the Nintendo stuff and Microsoft and basically it's gonna they're gonna like announce their stuff like I guess like tomorrow and Tuesday.
Please don't tell me there's another Xbox after I finally got an Xbox One.
There's going to
'Cause
be it's called Project Scorpio, and basically it's just going to
Hank
be like a
Scorpio.
yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
It's going to be like an Xbox that can basically play 4K, shit, and it's going to be like this
I
new and
don't care
improved.
about
Because
that.
I guess like the last Xbox, like it was supposed to be compatible with like 4K TVs, but it wasn't as good or some shit. I don't have a 4K TV
Yeah, I
for it,
haven't
so
been able to test that myself.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
I mean, as long as they don't make an iteration that's so different where they have to make games that are just exclusive for this next version, it'll just make the current games look better.
Yeah,
Then everybody can keep playing the same stuff.
it's
Hopefully,
still
that's
an
the case.
Xbox One, I believe.
Okay, good. So it's
Yeah,
just a one S plus or one S
some
L
shit.
or like that's the new thing that everybody's doing. I guess now based on Apple is like we can make small incremental changes and charge them full price. This is their
It's
version of the villains from Wonder Woman. Just like they're paying for another one. You know we're gonna have another one in 6 months. They don't know that. But
this
yeah.
Project Scorpio thing. It's like it can run 4K resolution in virtual reality headsets,
So
and
that's cool. So you'll
yeah,
actually feel like you're in the porn. That's great.
the Xbox One S, it's going to be $50 cheaper starting on Monday. So that was some news.
Well, you know what I say about that? Since I bought one already,
Uh,
more like Xbox One ass. But you know, I'll be all right. I'm finally getting my chat pad. I didn't have one with this bundle that I bought, but I missed it so much. Like the light up chat pad because like that's like any kind of device I've used as like a remote for television, the chat pad I feel like is the best one because I don't have to like turn on the lights to see what I'm doing. It just lights up on its own. So
all of the lights.
yes. Uh, all right.
So
So,
yeah,
any other
um, I,
E3 highlights?
I want to mention something completely unrelated.
All
I
right.
guess this was announced like about 6 weeks ago that McDonald's is going to be phasing out the orange high C. Uh,
I heard about that a while ago. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I never really drank it. It is
I
tasty,
love it.
but
I
I
love it.
didn't drink it that much.
It's the only drink that I get when I go to McDonald's.
Really? I know they got rid of Powerade a while ago too, didn't they? Or I think it
Uh,
might be certain ones will still have it, but I think the one by me got rid of Powerade.
why would
So
they get rid of like a drink that people like?
it
And that,
doesn't make sense. What are they replacing it with?
well,
Uh,
because McDonald's has a deal with Coca Cola that I think they're only going to have a Coca Cola like base drinks, so they're gonna replace it with something called Sprite, Tropic Berry, or some shit.
that sounds interesting. I mean, they've needed something new in their roster of drinks for a
But
while.
why are they taking away their most popular drink?
Is it the most popular? High C? Really?
I
I
see
mean,
orange
I would think just basic
guava burst.
Coke would be probably like the old standby. Um,
It's like, are these motherfuckers like trying to like go bankrupt?
I mean, one thing I'll say that like to not even pinpoint McDonald's, but I'll say about it looks like the entire industry as a whole, the fast food industry. I've tried chicken sandwiches
Oh, I
from
saw
like
your post.
yeah, it's been at least four different franchises, and they all I've had this experience with all of them, like Wendy's, Hardee's. I think Hardee's was the first one I got it with, but Wendy's, Hardee's, McDonald's, Burger King, like they all have like these new artificial chicken breasts that they're using for their sandwiches, and like for the
The
most
grilled
part,
chicken or the
I've had it
fried?
with both. Like with the grilled chicken at Hardee's, I tasted it and it tasted like I was biting into like you know how you'll get those pieces of gristle like in ribs where
Yeah,
it's not quite meat but it's not quite bone and it like crunches a little bit. That's what I've been experiencing like from every fast food restaurant in the past like 2 or 3 months. Like cuz
I get that. I get that at McDonald's. I get that. I think it's called the artisan grilled
Yeah,
chicken.
yeah. Because they have their barbecue one, their like barbecue bacon, one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
I had like it was really good the first couple times I had it, and then I got it I like at a certain point I was eating it like 3 times a week, and then I got one where I hit that sweet spot where it's just like crunch, it was like slightly like gristly in the middle. It's just like
Mm.
what is this? Um, so I don't know if the problem is that it happens when it's undercooked or is just the texture of this new meat is just really off-putting. And but like I've run into it everywhere, even Wendy's, where like for years they've had the best chicken sandwiches and the most realistic tasting chicken, and now they've bought into this whatever this mutant chicken is that everybody else is using.
I mean,
uh,
like the chicken sandwiches at McDonald's, like their premium chicken sandwiches used to be so fucking good, but now it's
yeah,
like they keep experimenting with like the buns and like the fucking
yeah,
like the lettuce and the tomatoes and shit, and it's like, I mean, it's okay, but it's not as good as it was because I can't. I'm kind of done with their hamburgers at this fucking point.
yeah. I've been like I don't even know how many years it's been now. It's probably at least 3 years where I've had no hamburgers across the board, and I'm proud of myself for that.
Congrats.
But it's like now they're taking away my chicken options. So like
Jesus.
it's weird because like now like the most recent one of these I had was from Wendy's where it just got that gristly crunch to it, and now that makes it so their particle board composite chicken sandwiches for their like dollar menu are better than the premium chicken sandwich.
Those fake ass breast patty
Yeah, but
things
it's
that's
like
not real white meat.
yeah, but like now those are better than the premium ones because at least you know that
Yeah.
it's blended up and you're not gonna hit like a hard spot. Like I it's just really disappointing because I really liked the new McDonald's chicken sandwiches, and now it's just like I can't gamble on that anymore. It's like my whole night's ruined. Like this sandwich is inedible.
Hey, I've been meaning to get the Wendy's has this I think it's like the mozzarella chicken sandwich. It's like mozzarella and something chicken sandwich there that's fairly new. Have you had it yet?
I don't think I have. I'm trying to think.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the last one I had was just a basic ass chicken Asiago club.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
I'm hungry.
yeah, uh, I've been so hungry recently, and I couldn't bear to gamble on any of these chicken sandwiches anymore. So I actually got a legit sub sandwich yesterday from a submarine port out here in South Holland, and it was real turkey. Um, so that was refreshing to have some real meat for once.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the Wendy's fresh mozzarella chicken sandwich.
yeah,
It all starts with our freshly grilled herb marinated grilled chicken, which is then topped with 3 slices of fresh mozzarella cheese. We then
yeah.
pile on the spring mix, house made balsamic diced tomatoes,
All
and
right.
drizzle on a creamy basil pesto.
They're
All
putting
served
diced
atop a
tomatoes on it. That's interesting.
yeah, all served atop a soft toasted garlic uh, brioche bun,
Brioche, I believe.
brioche bun.
Yeah, brioche. Um,
Trying to be all fancy. Look at this fucking
La
fast
di
food
da.
place.
Yeah. Uh, so it sounds tasty, but still, those patties, it's like a loaded gun. I can't trust it anymore.
It's
Like,
like
have you
Russian
run into any of
roulette.
these like gristly type sandwiches?
Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah, it's like
absolutely.
the first one I found was the grilled one at Hardee's because it was a Hardee's that opened up in my area for the first time, and like I haven't been able to go to a Hardee's in years, so I was so excited, and I got this grilled sandwich, and it was just like, What's going on here?" Like I thought the problem was that it was undercooked, but it seems like I've had some that tasted like the sandwich was perfect until that last bite, and I ran into that crystal. It's just like, wait, what is this? Like, I don't get it. I'm gonna have to abstain. Like, of the very few options I've had at fast food places in recent years by not eating beef, I have even less now. Um, so
See,
it's sad.
okay, now you haven't gone to Hardee's in years, but have you gone to Carl's Jr.'s?
I've never even seen a Carl's Jr.
It's
like,
the same exact place as
yeah, I know that it's like a
Hardee's.
rallies checkers situation, but like I don't even know where to find one. I only hear about that from people like in California. Um, but it's weird that we have in my area we have rallies and checkers.
Checkers.
Like for a while there was a place um, on Halsted. Well, no, it was on 159th. It was a rallies, and then like a little ways over, they opened a checkers. But like everybody knows they're the exact same, and then eventually the rallies turned into checkers as well. So now I don't know what's worse, like having a rallies and a checkers within like walking distance from each other, or having two checkers. Because it's like the one that
The
was the
fries
rally,
taste the same.
yeah, the fries are still delicious, but like the rallies that was the rallies and now is the checkers, it's still as greasy as it ever was and as gross. Like none of their dollar burgers were ever edible, and their chicken sandwiches were even worse. So it's like, what's the point? Like the
Was
only
their
thing
chicken sandwiches ever grilled? Because I never
I
explored
don't
the
know if they
menu.
have any grilled ones. I've only ever
Uh,
had
they fried,
crispy, well, non-crispy.
greasy ass.
Yeah, they're supposed to be crispy, just like a soggy breaded patty. Um, but the only thing I've ever, well, in recent years, the only thing I've enjoyed from Checkers has been their BLT, which 90% of Checkers, if you go to them, BLT is no longer on the menu. You just have to ask for it. But
The secret menu.
yeah, it's still, I think it still costs just $1, and it's delicious because they pile it on with bacon. Uh, so that's all. That's my go-to now.
I think that like the fast food industry is suffering because there's this like healthier eating kick, and like all of those like reports that you hear about. Oh, the food at McDonald's is this. They use this fake meat and this
Yeah,
hamburger. We let this hamburger sit on this desk for 2 years and it
it
never
looks exactly the
spoiled.
same. Yeah,
So now you have like the fucking these like corner bakery Panera bread type
super
places.
expensive
Exactly,
alternatives.
exactly. That's all. That's how I look at them.
Yeah, it's just like I get Panera gift cards from my job, but like even with a $10 gift card, I'm still spending $10 for two people to eat. It's just like, wow, this is
Shit, way too expensive.
like I can get one meal for $10 maybe and not even be full. It's like this is great. Um,
The Chipotle of it all.
yeah, I mean I love Chipotle, even though like most of the time it's not warm by the time I get home. If I eat it right in the restaurant, it's usually okay, but like by the time I take it home, it's like cold. Uh,
That
maybe it's because
cilantro.
it's speaking of cilantro, my cilantro in my garden is coming in very
Ah,
healthy.
almost forgot.
Yeah. I didn't realize like I'm used to just buying cilantro at the store and then just see like the floppy vines of it. I didn't realize that it grows like damn near like a tree. Like the one I have planted, it's taken firm root, and it's like it has a center stalk that's like really hard. That's what she said. But like I don't think it's going anywhere, so I appreciate that. I need to put one of
Nice.
those at my house. Like just have a big cilantro bush. It's like a dream come true. Um, but yeah,
Well,
that's my garden update for this week. Everything else is still growing, but there's some mysterious vine that's invaded my box. Phrasing, but I don't know what it is, and I don't want to pull
killer
it out.
weed.
Yeah, I don't want to pull it out for the possibility that it's something edible. I want it to grow something before I get rid of it, but maybe I should. It might just wrap around all my other plants and kill them. I don't know exactly how this stuff works.
Strangled.
Yeah. All right.
I can still get my high C orange at Wendy's and like basically like any place where they have those like
Okay.
newfangled fountain machines where
I,
you can like press
yeah,
the
the
button to
Coke mix
select.
machines. I love
Yeah,
those.
I
I
love
I
those.
just want one of those in my house. Like all I do is push cherry, and then I'm just like, okay, what cherry? What? It's like
uh,
I'm just gonna roll the dice. Okay, cherry Dr Pepper, cherry Coke, cherry 7 Up. Like it's the best.
yes, I haven't even like touched the surface of like the possibilities of
I've never
drinks
been
that I can
interested
mix.
in like trying vanilla or anything. Just like,
Nah.
is it? It's never really appealed to me. I think they have
Like
lime as an option too.
it has to be like fruity, like a fruit drink for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, but I'll just do cherry anything. Most of the time it's a cherry Coke, but like it's so many places you don't have the option of getting cherry Coke. It's either Coke or Dr Pepper. So I like being able to mix it up like that.
Fuck these fountain dispensers that only have like five options.
You damn binary cis beverage uh,
Nobody,
drink fountains. Uh,
nobody wants your fucking mellow yellow or your fucking
no,
whatever, your fucking Sprite or your fucking what's the one that I keep seeing, like fucking raspberry flavored bullshit.
oh, there's some of them have the raspberry tea.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I'll partake in that. I always love a good brisk. I don't see that on many fountains though, but I do like Lipton brisk. Um,
That's
yeah,
brisk, baby.
yeah. This has been fast food talk on the Frustrated Grad podcast. This just made
Damn
me
straight.
hungry. Um, oh, I think today is Sunday, and for anybody in the South suburban Chicagoland area, check out the Ultra store on Halsted. It's
Is it closing down?
yeah, it's going out of business, and I went in there and racked up.
The one near where I live in Forest Park, like it started off at like 50% off like a month or so ago. Then it got down
Yeah,
to like 90
progressively
percent
higher discounts.
last week. I think that it closed probably today or yesterday. But boy, man, we went in there, man. I was finding all kinds of good shit, man.
Yeah, I know if anybody is a fan of yes soups, you can really clean up on those. Uh,
Yes,
I haven't even tried one yet. My wife thinks they're decent, but we got like 30 cans of it because they were like 60 cents each. Um,
I think we got like we got some Campbell's soup, some like batteries, like some
oh, you
candy
found
bars.
batteries? That's a score.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They still had like frozen food stuff type shit.
I didn't trust it. They had it at mine, but
I looked at the dates. Oh
there.
yeah, you got to look at the dates.
I
Some of
mean
them
the
dates.
of the dates, of course, but like there was a suspicious smell coming from like the fish section. I was like, they turned off the fridge already. Like I don't trust.
So all
Like
of the meat was already gone
okay,
at the
ours still
one.
had meat up until I think I went Friday, and I think it's closing today. But
Yeah.
like that smell really put me off, and everybody was like hovering over the meat section. I was like, nah, you guys
Nah.
you guys partake in that E. coli. Holla at me later. um,
Or
I'll stick with
salmonella.
these non-perishables. Thank you very much. Like
I
I'm
got
gonna
like some Stouffer's frozen dinners and
okay.
shit.
Well, that type of stuff is pretty reliable, and it's got enough. Uh, what do you call them?
Preservatives or whatever.
Preservatives. Yeah, that they're not really real food anyway, so they're pretty secure as far as reheating. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, so we got a bunch of yes soups. We got some candy one of the first days because I think we ended up going there like three different times, but because it was like yeah, it was like 50, then 70, then 90%. We got a
They
bunch of
have plenty of
cereal the last
cereal.
time. Yeah, I got a good amount of cereal. I've never tried Nature Valley cereal. I just know them as like a granola company, but their
But hey,
cereal
it's
is pretty
fucking
good.
70% off.
Yeah, cereal's pretty good
Grab
for
that
a
shit.
dollar. Like they have a bunch of chocolate cereals, which is like that's one of my favorite types of cereal. Not like cocoa puffs or anything like that. I like when there's like hearty wheat cereals with chocolate or chocolate shredded wheat or whatever. So I got a bunch of those, and
The only thing that I regret was they all of the liquor was gone. They had like some cheap wine, but all the They got all the beer
Oh,
and fucking.
I don't I don't want to. Maybe I won't disclose the person's race, but there was a guy in front of me in line who's just buying like crates and crates of wine, and I'm pretty sure he's.
Barefoot wine, what the fuck it's called.
I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure it was like 100 something dollars of wine. But I'm sure the regular price would have been like triple that. But like I'm sure he's going to take it to his his own business and resell it. Uh, but that's all I'll say about that.
Good for him. That's America, Zach.
Yeah, it's the American dream. But yeah, so yeah, so anybody who's a deep diver in going out of business sales,
Not a
this
business
might be
sale.
a something to partake in. It was really like uh, it was almost Black Friday levels of like elbowing your way through aisles in certain
Ghetto
parts. It's
bastards.
just like any personal hygiene products. Good luck. Don't even try to go down those aisles.
Nah.
It's like okay, nobody's in the soup aisle. Let me get 10 more. I'll circle back around if this clears up. Um, but yeah, so it's
Are
something to
you
look out for.
near? Are you near like any of the Sears or? I think they had announced like a list of like Sears stores that were closing. Are you
There
near?
used to be one in River Oaks, but it's been gone for like I don't know. It's been close to a decade now. So I would have to travel to get to another Sears store. I mean, even all the Kmart's around me were closed. Like
The Kmart, yeah, the Kmart in Forest Park there is gone.
yeah, because like Super Kmart, which was in Homewood, used to be like the place to be when I was like in high
The
school or
hangout.
younger. It's just like it was the only place that was open 24 hours. Like the first place in our entire area that was open 24 hours. So it's like you would go there. Like in high school, I would go there with friends and just buy random shit, and I would see other people from my school like, hey, you're here because it's the only place to be. It's just like Walmart in some small towns. It's like the mall to them. They just go and hang out.
And because it was like a super Kmart, I assume they had like a their little restaurant, fast food place.
Yeah, they had it. I think it was when I got older. They had that restaurant. I never really ate there. I just would go and in the middle of the
Cheap
night and
ass
buy,
food.
yeah, just buy random stuff or buy their big giant 3 liter soda. But yeah,
Oh damn! I completely forgot about 3 liter. So
I mean, if you go to like the dollar store, you can still find them sometimes.
or
I
like
think
Sam's
Shasta.
Club or some shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Costco.
yeah. You get a 3 liter Shasta, or what do they?
We
Is
all
it
need
Mister
Shasta.
Pibb? Yeah,
I just remember like the big ass fucking cap and you had to twist off.
yeah. Uh, now I need to experiment with that too because I have a Soda Stream now, and I only have the like
Oh,
generic Dr Pepper flavor, but it's like super sweet. I don't know if I'm mixing it wrong or what, but I need to try some of those other flavors. I want a Shasta, whatever their generic Dr Pepper ish drink, because that was close enough. So something more like that would be better.
or do you drink Dr Pepper?
It's like one of my main go tos. Like when I go to McDonald's, I don't get a
You
Coke.
are
I
a
get a
very
Dr Pepper,
unique.
no ice.
You're a unique bird.
Dr Pepper, I feel like it's pretty popular. I mean, I see more commercials for Dr Pepper than I see for straight up Coke or Pepsi
I see more
even.
commercials for fucking Mountain Dew than I see for Coke. That
Oh,
sucks.
yeah, yeah, Mountain Dew is absolutely horrible. Isn't that the one? Aren't they the culprits behind the puppy
Extreme.
monkey baby?
Yeah,
The
that's
abomination.
that sounds like them.
Yeah, puppy monkey baby. And then they have the other ones where it's just like people crumping because that's a relevant dance to do in 2016 or whatever the time when they put that commercial out.
Their affiliation with Taco Bell is known worldwide.
I mean, those mixed drinks they do, like the blue and green types of drinks, they seem appetizing, but I never end up getting a meal. I just get like a bunch of the like dollar cheese quesadilla things. So I
What
never.
edible or drinkable beverage do you know that's the color blue? That shade of blue or
naturally.
green.
I mean, there's no naturally occurring food of any kind that is blue. So of course that's a
Neon
trick
green.
question. Yeah, I mean you'll find green in nature. Neon is more
Not that
rare
shade.
occurrence, but toxic waste green is a is a special breed.
Bright yellow nacho cheese.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. But yeah, if there's no more food talk, you have anything else before we wrap
Uh,
up for this week?
that's all I got.
Yeah. So with that, I will say we can wrap up, and you can let people know where they can tweet at you their favorite places to consume processed goods, whether it be fake cheese, fake meat, uh, uh, hand separated artificial chicken that is then uh, reassembled into patty form. Um, where can they tweet at you about all that stuff?
Tweet at me at Anthony Hoffman. You can find me on Facebook, Anthony Hoffman, or you can find me on Instagram, Tony Hoffman Shy, Tony Hoffman CHI.
All right. And I am on the Twitter at, uh, I changed my name. It's Zach Reviews, uh, ZAC Reviews, because, you know, it's my prerogative to change it. Uh, I'm
It's my prerogative.
I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/Zach Hughes and facebook.com/Zach Hughes. Both ways spelled ZAC Hughes. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Frustrated Grad, on YouTube at youtube.com/Frustrated Grads, and check out the audio version of the podcast on iTunes, Google Play Podcasts, Stitcher, Play, Player.fm, and wherever podcasts are sold. So, also, if you like the show, please go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Go to YouTube and comment and give us a thumbs up. And if you really like what we're doing on here, go to frustratedgrad.com and donate using the PayPal button. So with that, I will say that is it for this episode of the Frustrated Grad podcast. Thanks for watching, and hopefully while we're watching this on YouTube or other video platforms, you enjoyed a tasty burger. And thanks for listening. And that's all you get for today.